your side. This is WBRZ Channel 2 News.
Baton Rouge has tasted one victory as Southern walks off with a Heritage Bowl victory. We can only hope for the same outcome in Shreveport tomorrow. Good evening and welcome to Channel 2 News at 10 at 10. 10 minutes of uninterrupted news, weather, and sports. I'm Marvin McGraw. Well, a big weekend for college football fans. We've got team coverage tonight from the Heritage Bowl with John Burke in Atlanta, and Jim Egan is standing by in Shreveport with the latest from the Tiger Camp. Mike Rhodes joins us now with the latest, and Mike, some big games.
I'll tell you what, that Southern game, and we were talking about this before the show, what an exciting up-and-down game it was, and the outcome, of course, very positive for Baton Rouge. The Heritage Bowl in Atlanta, an emotional roller coaster, and both for fans and the players today, as Southern overcame an 8-point deficit in the second half to win it by a score of 34-28. And the big play of the day right here, you see it. This is Terrence Blackwell, stepped up big and raced 97 yards on the kickoff return after South Carolina State had taken the lead. They would score 14 unanswered points to erase an 8-point deficit and win it by a score of 34-28. And what a win it was. Now let's go to John Burke for the post-game wrap-up.
Well, Heritage Bowl 7 is in the books, and it was a game that truly was the Black College Super Bowl. In a game that had more plot twists than an Agatha Christie novel, 6 lead changes, Southern finally prevails, 34-28 in a wild one.
Yeah, you know, we knew we had to come out and play 60 minutes. You know, we kind of sputtered a little bit in the second quarter, but, you know, we put it together.
When they made their big plays, we were kind of complacent, not going through our gaps, doing what we were supposed to do, and they made big plays. But when everybody made up their mind to play real defense and play hard, we shut their offense down. You know, that was the big point of the game, when we shut their offense down at the end of the game.
Like I told them at halftime, I said, you're a championship team. The cream rises to the top at the end, and we rose to the top.
Our team is maturing. We still have a kind of a young football team also. So I'm just proud of the effort for this team because we had a lot of players on that field playing on nothing but guts.
This team is just incredible. You know, we're friends as well as teammates, and we played together today as a unit.
We number one! Hey, this is your house, baby! So in their 4th Heritage Bowl appearance, Southern comes up a winner for the 3rd time. But will the 6-point victory be enough to sway the voters in the Sheridan poll? We'll find out this week if Southern can leapfrog Hampton and win another Black National Championship. From the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, John Burke for Channel 2 Sports.
All right, thank you, John. Now we turn our attention to Shreveport, where in less than 24 hours, the LSU Tigers face the Fighting Irish. And Jim Egan is standing by live. And, Jim, we just saw the Inside LSU Football special. It is obvious to me the fans are in mid-season form, are they not?
Mike, the fans, they started gaining momentum, and by right now they're absolutely going nuts. The music has started, so the only thing left now is to get to that kickoff. The fans could end up being the difference in this game because, well, they think they can make the difference and disrupt Notre Dame. And a number of things are going to be this different this time around than when Notre Dame beat LSU November 15th.
Notre Dame did dominate Game 1. But in this Independence Bowl rematch, the Fighting Irish are worried. LSU fans have brought the Tiger Stadium atmosphere here.
It is like another home game for LSU, and you know, we're down in some foreign territory to us. If we have more fans, they'll respond either positively or negatively depending on how we play.
And let's not forget, Game 1 had a daytime kickoff. Most fans believe the Tigers roar only at night. Kickoff tomorrow is at 7 o'clock.
No, that won't be alone, but that will be a key factor for us. That's the beginning of the win, the night game.
The fans are more vocal. They're more outgoing, louder. I think it does. And the kids, they play better when the fans are behind them a little bit more.
Okay, Mike, so we have the 7 o'clock start this time. We have the game in Louisiana, and this time around, LSU may be wearing white helmets. We've been talking about this. No more gold. Jerry Donato brought the whole team white helmets, so we could see that. Jerry Donato will decide at 8:15 tomorrow morning whether or not he will break from tradition and go with the white helmet. So those 3 things could mean an LSU victory this time around. Mike, now back to you.
All right, thank you, Jim. And, of course, we will see you tomorrow night at the Independence Bowl. And we are waiting for that game. Of course, as I said, Jim Egan will be with us tomorrow night live from Shreveport.
So what about those uniforms?
I'll tell you what, I don't think they should break tradition when they're on national television. If they want to do it against Kentucky on the road or whatever, you know, not the purple pants again.
Right.
But maybe the gold jerseys might help. I just think that tomorrow night might not be the right night.
I agree with
That's
you.
just my opinion, though.
I agree.
The helmets and jerseys have never won a game in the first place.
Right. Let's go for tradition, right?
I hear you.
Yeah. Well, it's no secret that the highways are busy this weekend with people traveling back home and others who had to work yesterday, flocking to the malls and shopping centers. In fact, hundreds were on the hunt for bargains and taking back gifts that didn't fit or were just, well, not them. Steve Wilkins braved them all today to bring us this report.
If you were there, you saw them, people walking around with bags or gifts no longer wrapped. It's exchange time, and just ask Swayze Rigby, whose holiday belt didn't fit.
And just exchange it for another one that's one size larger. So that or lose several pounds. Easier to exchange the belt.
For others, the gift just wasn't the right match.
And it was kind of a rush thing. I saw this one last night whenever I went to go buy another pair of shoes, and then I exchanged it, and it was $22 cheaper, but just as nice.
She was lucky. Some people had to settle for something they really didn't want, like a different color pair of suspenders.
I did have a difficult time because the pair that I really and truly wanted was not available, so I had to settle for something totally different.
But as long as they're buying, mall officials are happy.
Management can't say exactly how many people are going to visit this mall today, but they expect hundreds, if not thousands of people to exchange gifts and take advantage of the sales.
And the people we talked with seem to be finding plenty of them.
I'm surprised because I thought at first it was just stuff to get you in here to return, but I actually did find good sales.
Sales that will continue for the next few days as stores try to clear the shelves for their spring inventory. Steve Wilkins, Channel 2 News.
And Steve tells us both the Mall of Louisiana and the Mall at Cortana are back to regular hours. They open at 10 and close at 9 during the week. Well, it's been a bittersweet holiday season for at least one California couple who had nearly everything they owned stolen while traveling through Baton Rouge. Fortunately, though, this is a story with a happy ending.
Yeah, it feels real violated, you know?
Trish and Chris Allo still can't believe it. When they packed their belongings into this moving truck and began their cross-country journey from San Diego to Orlando, they had no idea their overnight stay in Baton Rouge would turn into a near disaster.
It looks like most things are intact.
Last night, thieves stole the couple's moving van from the hotel they were staying at, taking it to a parking lot in the Industriaplex, where they broke into the truck and ransacked their belongings, stealing what they could carry off in a hurry.
It looks like a computer and maybe some, I haven't looked inside enough, TV and stereo. That's all I think. It was probably of any value to anyone else.
Stranded in a strange town, they called the sheriff's department for help. They also told a local radio station of their plight. That's where Joseph Fritsch heard it on the morning news and decided to help.
I believe in the golden rule and doing what you believe, so I got in my car and found out where they were staying and went and offered them a place to stay and a ride or whatever else they needed as long as they needed it.
Fortunately, the truck was discovered with most of their stuff intact. For the Allos, it's an experience they'll never forget.
You know, sometimes bad things happen, but usually good things, people respond in positive ways based on negative things happening, and that ironically was proven real quickly.
Now the couple hopes to get back on the road as soon as possible. Trish has taken a job as a dolphin trainer at SeaWorld. Now let's check in with Scott for our first forecast. Scott?
Cold out there, Marvin. I tell you what, guys, bundle up if you're going anywhere outdoors. It's already in the mid-30s here in Baton Rouge. The more rural areas are already down to about 30 degrees. Let's check on our WeatherNet 2 site. Finch Elementary up in Wilkinson County, Mississippi. They're already below freezing. In fact, a pretty decent freeze for any of the northern locations in our viewing area, the Feliciana, St. Helena Parish, maybe even out into Livingston Parish. Looks like we could see a pretty decent freeze as temperatures have already fallen below the freezing mark. Your first forecast looks like this. Very cold tonight. No doubt about that. Here in Baton Rouge, we'll get down to about 29 degrees. Tomorrow, start off the day with a bit of sunshine, but then some clouds will move into the area and possibly a little bit of rain by later in the day. High temperature slightly warmer, up to 55 degrees, but late Sunday night into early Monday morning. Some of that rain, if it gets cold enough, could change over to a snowflake or two. I'll have more on that coming up in just a little bit. Marvin?
Great, can't wait. Coming up next on Channel 2 News 10 at 10, imagine waking up to a tornado. Well, that's what happened to several folks in Florida this morning. And later, there's always some new diet trend fad out there. The latest, eat more fat. Are you confused? Well, we'll have that story for you a little later on.